Hey everybody, I'm Robin and excited to have you here for Sports Recruits 101. But yeah, just to introduce myself, again, I'm Robin Spofford. I'm a customer success manager here at Sports Recruits. I went to Colby College where I was a softball athlete, and yeah, excited to get into Sports Recruits 101 with you all. Okay, so first, let's just talk a little bit about the Sports Recruits Network in general. So, what's really great about this network is that you, of course, are all the student athletes on one side of the recruiting process, but we also are connecting you directly with the college coaches on the other side. So, think of Sports Recruits as the bridge to connect you as student athletes to college coaches, and it's where you can all really market yourselves and just connect with college programs, but it's also where college coaches can come in and say, I'm looking to discover an athlete with this specific grad year in this position, and where can I find them? So colleges coaches are coming to sports recruits every day looking for student athletes like you all, and they're excited to connect with you, evaluate you, and take a look at everything you have available on the platform. In general, we've been working with families and clubs for over 15 years, and every single college is in the country that is on the platform, and we're ready to get you connected with them. Okay, so for a quick agenda, a few things that we'll be talking about today is the importance of online exposure, building your target list of schools, video and recruiting, messaging college coaches, and then we'll end with quick overview of the resources available to you with Sports Recruits and Q&A. So if you do have any questions, please send them in and we'll get to them at the end. And this, as well as any of our webinars, are always recorded. So if you do miss this or aren't able to attend live to any of our webinars, just remember that those are always going to be recorded and you can get them the next day. Okay, so let's start with the importance of online exposure. So starting with your recruiting process really begins with building that online presence for college coaches to connect and find you and eventually, communicate with you. So one thing that we are always hearing is, how can I get my name out there as a student athlete? How do I show coaches what I have to offer? And the first thing that we are always sharing is that you need to be building out your sports recruits profile. So you are in the right place. You're starting to learn a little bit of those how-tos, but your profile should really be thought of as your recruiting resume. So it's your opportunity to paint a picture to college coaches that you have in mind that you want to connect with, and make sure that they know who you are both on the field off the field too. The profile, the real purpose of it is to allow coaches to get a virtual snapshot of who you are. It's your first impression with college programs. So on your sports recruits profile, just make sure that you are first, if you're signing in for the first time, taking those first few minutes to fill out the basic information. You upload a profile picture, post your grades, your stats, anything that you have that's top of mind, your high school information, any athletic honors, making sure that you fill that out immediately is super important. As soon as you create your account, it is live and available for college coaches to see. So just making sure that you're doing that quick once over as you're getting started, but of course digging deeper and adding more information as you're going through and over time too. But everything that you want to share and that a college coach would need to know should be something that you are listing on your profile. And then always just keeping in mind that as you're going through the recruiting process, that this is something, again, that you want to be updating over time. Have it be a weekly check, monthly check if you're not in there every day. And that will just make you stay on top of your athletic recruiting profile and your recruiting process in general. So first, just where to get started, talking about building your target list of schools. So there's a few things to think about here. How do you determine if a school really is a good fit for you? And this is helpful for any parents on the call as well, club directors, anybody that is helping you and mentoring you in your recruiting process. This is something that you always want to keep in mind. So these are the main 5 categories that we kind of outlined for you. And first, you want to start thinking about if a school is a good academic fit for you. Does it have the major or majors that you're interested in? And then next, thinking about athletic fit, is it a school that you would could be potentially playing at immediately, or is it something that you would be on the bench for a few years, being a practice player? What is the real experience that you want to have in your college for athletic experience? And then next, thinking about geographically, Do you want to move away from home? Do you want to live close by? Is it important for you to have family and friends that are able to come and support you during your college years and able to pop up to games super easily? And then next we have social fit. Is Greek life something that you want to have? Is it something that you want to have a big football program that you want to spend your Saturdays at? And then lastly, almost importantly, is it a good financial fit for you and your family? So always making sure to keep in mind these five main things, and that will help guide you as you're picking out schools as well. In general, we do recommend that when you are starting out, that you are building your list of and favoriting about 20 to 30 schools. So we have athletes that are favoriting a ton. They have a few that, depending on where you are in the high school process, you could have your top five. It's always something, again, that you can narrow down, you can change it. So just starting off with a really wide net and knowing that it's a completely fluid process is something that you want to always have in mind as well. Okay, so with building your target list of schools, how can you do that? And of course, we have a tool for that. Our school search tool is available to you all on the platform. This is available to everybody, whether you are a free user or a paid user. And within this school search tool, it's really fantastic, super easy. All you need to do is go through the different filters, and you can filter it based on the different things that you see there. Size of school, distance from home, again, majors, different things like that, division, conference, everything is there for you to search and narrow down. And if you aren't sure, of course, you can type in the name of a few schools that you've heard of that are in your area, and you'll be able to find those as well. So this is something that definitely easy to get, a little overwhelmed with at first, but use the filters to guide you and narrow down that search initially, and you'll be in a really good place to start finding schools. Really easy for you to do additional research by clicking on the programs. And this allows you to just dig into the programs a bit more, understand, is it a good fit, and then you can go ahead and favorite them. What you'll see on that tool, that school search tool for some of you, depending on your sport, is the roster needs filter. This is a really fantastic filter to, again, help you find schools and discover programs that are looking for someone just like you. This allows college coaches to come onto the platform and say exactly, I'm looking for this grad year, looking for this position. And for you on the athlete side, you can say, show me programs that are looking for my grad year, my position. And college coaches can as well add additional information like height, depending on some of your sports, if that's a critical factor. GPA, video is a main thing that college coaches can ask for if an athlete is a good fit for their roster need. So always making sure that you are, again, filling out as much information on your profile, because that can impact the searches that you see on this filter. But this is really a really excellent way for you to also initially understand, okay, there are schools looking for me. So get started with that as well. But I always recommend, if you are using that roster needs filter, drop that off, clear it, and use the other main ones, because some schools may not choose to publish those needs. They want to keep that private. So at the end of the day, communicating with programs, if you're interested in their program, is the most important thing to do. Okay. And then in general, when you are building your list of schools, when you are doing your research and you find a school that you like, you can easily click the heart icon and favorite it, and that will keep you organized. That will add the school to your list of favorited schools, and then you can then easily contact them. You can easily manage your list to stay organized there. Okay, next, talking about video. So your video is arguably the most important thing that you have on your profile. It's your evidence to show a college coach what you've got to offer outside of playing, and you can show it to them, of course, virtually. So most important thing is getting video up on your profile. And the main thing here is, just because you have video is just knowing that that's just the start of it. Again, we're going to get into the tools of what you can do to communicate and stay up to date in your recruiting. But with having video, most importantly, it's a great place for college coaches to evaluate you, to follow up with you after an event potentially. It's your first impression, and then it allows coaches to also follow your athletic development as you're uploading and sharing more video throughout your growth as an athlete as well. Thinking about the different types of video that you may have available, with Sports Recruits, you can upload unlimited amounts of video, but the different types here we'll get into. The first video to kind of think about is a highlight reel. Everyone has the ability to use our free highlight reel editor to cut and crop clips, make those main highlights, and then you can publish them, make them visible on your profile. Next, we have just making the regular live or unedited footage that you may have at practice or a live game. This allows coaches to see a wider range of an shoot or a shot, or as a pitcher, we say like that full inning. To see a full experience of who you are as an athlete is something that college coaches may want to see as well. So just making sure if you are uploading that it's clearly labeled, as that, so that you know what they're seeing when they open up a 5-minute clip, for example. Another type of video is a skills video. Depending on the sport, skills videos will be super important to see your mechanics, to see just how talented you are with the mainstream things in your sport. So this is a really great way for coaches to see the drills that you're working on, to understand your nuance of an athlete, and it gives them just, again, your skill set outside of game performance. And then lastly here we have pinned playlists. Really great video that you should all have on your profile. It is the biggest video that often college coaches will be the first thing that they see. It's that really first impression of who you are. And it's a lot easier than building a highlight reel. It's a little bit different on the platform, but this is where you can upload clips, easily trim them, and then you can tag the skill that you're featuring in each of those clips. And again, that's that first impression, but it really keeps it an organized experience for college coaches, so they can come in and say, for that softball athlete, show me only videos of, or those clips of the athlete pitching, show me only hitting. Every sport will have a specific skills that you can tag, but it is a really great way to showcase your different facets of an athlete. And this is feedback that we've gotten from college coaches, so we definitely recommend having that. And then in general, we have your video library available. This will be where all of your video lives on the platform. And it can be, of course, very intimidating, but with SportsRecruits, again, wherever you have video, whatever type it is, you can upload it, you can embed it, you can get it, as long as you can get it on your profile, it can be visible to college coaches. So if you have it on YouTube or Huddle or Ball Time, finding a way to embed it or upload and download it, definitely just, we want video on your profile and we're here to help with you as well. But just make sure whenever you do get video, it is toggled to visible, that green toggle that you see, and that will ensure that it's something that college coaches will be able to see. Okay, messaging college coaches here. So after you're building your profile, you've uploaded video, and you find those schools that interest you, the next most important step is getting yourself in front of college coaches. So we don't want you to ever think, okay, I have a SportsRecruits account, I'm done. That is just the beginning. The most impactful way for you to get in front of a college coach is by messaging them. So anytime, anywhere you are in the recruiting process, it's important that you are giving coaches more information about yourself. You are introducing yourself, and you are initially creating that connection. Of course, some of you may be getting outreach initially from college coaches, but you never want to rely on that. So anytime that you are having an event, there are a ton of different reasons why you should be contacting college coaches. So of course, those events, anytime you have an update in your recruiting experience, we want you to have any excuse that we say it's relevant to the recruiting. So grades, new transcripts, new video that you have available, just continuing to ping coaches with those relevant updates. Of course, you don't want to be doing it every single day, but just anytime you have a relevant recruiting update, that shows a college coach that you are interested in their program, and that is never something you want to take for granted as well. If a college coach does not hear from you for months, they may assume that you're no longer interested. So, quick congratulations on how a season went for a program, or, right now entering the first season of the year, wishing coaches good luck, and knowing that, they're going to have their hands tied with a lot of different things going on, but knowing that you are keeping an eye on their program shows interest in them as a school as well. But yeah, tons of different opportunities to message a college coach, and we have some different templates and things for you to use as well. With the SportsRecruits platform, of course, we have a way for you to communicate with college coaches, and that's using the messaging system. This is only available for paid users, but Super easy tool, really impactful. Again, with every single message that you send, your Sports Recruits profile link is automatically embedded at the bottom, gives college coaches a super easy way to get to your profile, and that is an actually tracked link. So that's when you get those view notifications saying a college coach just viewed your profile, college coach just viewed your video. For those pinned playlists, you'll see a coach just viewed 6 out of 10 of your clips, all 10 clips, whatever it may be. So that is a really impactful way. Again, get your profile in front of coaches and also get that transparency for who is viewing your profile. And this here is a little bit of an example of what it will appear to you all for college coaches. So this is tracked again with any profile views, individual video views, transcripts, those pinned playlists, and then of course any press links that you may have as well. We just want you to show kind of the traffic of college coaches looking at your profile. We do always want to say, of course, a view doesn't mean you're going to get recruited by the program. By getting a view, it shows a college is coming on and evaluating you, and then you want to use context to understand what is the next step. How do I know where I am on the list? That will require more communication. Okay. And then last here, just some Sports Recruits resources, some really great tools for you. First off is our Knowledge Base Center. This has a ton of videos, articles, everything that you need to know about how a feature works on the platform will be available in this knowledge base. We have monthly webinars, so we cover a ton of different recruiting topics. Sports Recruits 101, this webinar is held every month live, so you can always come and ask questions and get those quick refreshers of how to use the platform if it's been a bit as well. And then we have a recruiting resource center and blog. These have even more articles that are more recruiting focused. So I definitely recommend checking that. It's all free information for you as parents, as student athletes. We have information in there related to the NCAA communication rules, for example, financial aid, scholarships, more context there. That's kind of recruiting versus platform specific available there. And then one of my favorite things that we have is a grad year, high school grad year specific checklist. So you can say, okay, I'm a freshman. What do I do? What are the goals for this year? So we have that checklist for you all in there as well. And then, of course, we are here to help. We have a dedicated customer support team that is happy to help with, first off, most importantly, how do I get into my account? We want everyone to make sure that you can access it. We want, if you have a profile as an athlete, if you want parents or guardians involved and you want them added, we can absolutely help with that. Super easy to add users to your account, but any questions about how a feature works, anything like that, any feedback, we love to hear it, and we're here to help. Our team is easily reachable if you email help@sportsrecruits.com, and they're extremely communicative and fast and helpful. So definitely reach out if you have questions. And with that, I will take a look if there are any questions here in the chat. So if you do have anything, send those in, but I'll take a look here. Okay. Yes, someone asked for a recruiting, or excuse me, a recording of this webinar. Yes, so all of our webinars are recorded. By registering and by showing up, of course, you will get an email with the recording. But if this is at noon Eastern time, if you're not ever able to attend live, we will always have our webinar recordings posted on our page, on our socials, everything like that. And if you can't find it, email help@sportsrecruits. We can definitely send it your way. Okay, good. More questions coming in. Good. A freshman year too, is it freshman year too early to start a profile? Definitely not. We work with tons of athletes all through the high school graduation, but also we have 8th graders, 7th graders. It's all about building that online presence. And the earlier you start, the more familiar you are with the profile. But yeah, freshman year is definitely not too early. It just may mean that depending on the schools that you're contacting, they may not be able to communicate back with you, or a college program may not be focused on recruiting a freshman yet, but it doesn't mean that you can't start building at your profile, start building that first impression, showing a college where your growth is. So definitely recommend that. Are college coaches allowed to respond on the email platform? Yes, absolutely. So college coaches have access to their own college coach login with a Discover feed to find athletes by their video. Do you have GPA information, video, like everything they need to evaluate you, they can just use on their Discover feed. But then communication wise, absolutely, college coaches have access to the messaging system. Every message that you send as a student athlete will be sent to the college coaches sports recruits inbox, as well, of course, as their personal school EDU inbox. So it gets directly into their regular workflow, their regular email, and it will appear just like a regular email as well. So communication, absolutely, that's the most critical part of the recruiting process, and they can do that and they can respond there. Let's see here, tons of questions, so I'll be able to get to a few more here. A few international specific questions. That's not my expertise, but if you email help@SportsRecruits, we're happy to help answer questions there. Just a little bit more eyes on that to make sure we get full, correct answers there. How often should you be communicating with college coaches? So, really good question. Again, the main thing is making sure that you're sharing your interests, but quarterly is definitely something to have as a guide. That absolutely makes sense. That's only 4 times a year. I would even recommend more for a program. You may not get responses back, but rule of thumb with the messaging system, when you put it in a school, all of the coaches will automatically appear. Select all of them for that initial message, and that will make sure it gets in the eyes of who's recruiting your specific area, for example. But then, of course, you can continue that one-on-one if someone responds to you directly. But quarterly is definitely a good thing to aim for. But anytime you are finishing an event, you're attending an event, those are reasons, that's within a 2-week period. Hey, coach, I'm attending this event. Would love to see you there. Hey, coach, appreciate you talking to you. Or after a camp, thank you for your feedback, your advice. I'm going to be working on XYZ skill. Those are easy touch points, but definitely quarterly. But grades, yeah, anytime you have those transcripts and expressing interest in a program, that is important too. And then let's see, is it recommended for athletes to CC coaches or anyone supporting them when emailing college coaches? Absolutely. So we do work with a ton of high schools and club programs. And if you are a part of an integrated program, your club staff are going to be able to help manage your process and see those messages that you are sending. But absolutely helpful to CC coaches so that programs, college coaches know who your recruiting contact is if they want to get more information about you as an athlete without it being from you directly. But absolutely, you can certainly CC coaches as your advocate, and then they have some visibility there too. Okay, some good questions. Let's see, one more here. Let me pick one. Yes, all video options are available. Whether you're paid or free, video in your profile by default are available to college coaches. So you have a visible profile, you can upload all of your unlimited video. Of course, things like Huddle on YouTube, I'm not sure, but if those are paid, of course you need to pay for those. But in terms of getting them onto Sports Recruits, super easy and available to everybody. Awesome. I already have an account. If you aren't sure if you have an account, definitely let us know. A few other questions here. I definitely recommend emailing help@sportsrecruits.com. If you email in today, we'll definitely take a look and happy to answer those questions. But gonna wrap this up, and I do appreciate all your time. Thank you for coming, and stay tuned for our upcoming webinars and other news and things over email. But appreciate you all coming, and have a great rest of your day.